That's blooming freezing out there. Better shut the door before I get in trouble.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. And yes, it is absolutely freezing outside and we are back in the van. And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, guys. Hope you had a good one. Ours was a little bit different.
Yeah, quite different, as most people's were this year, not being able to celebrate really, only sort of in your own sort of space. But yes, we're just up an absolutely freezing cold mountain in the van.
Yeah, we arrived at this lovely little spot, a little bit windy and a little bit nippy, because we are up a mountain range
called Sierra de Nieves, which actually translates to Mountain of the Snow or Snow Mountain or something like that.
And the point where we're at, in between in a sort of peak or ridge looking down two valleys, is a point of wind. It's just so wild here, surrounded by mountains, these beautiful rock formations. There's so much bird life here as well. This morning saw loads of vultures. There's some eagles here, ravens and other birds, and it's just amazing. It's windy, it's cold, but it's invigorating.
I know, it's just absolutely wild. And we wanted to find a little spot like this for sort of New Year's Eve and sort of New Year's Day before we move on. Now there's a really cold snap for the next couple of days. We've checked the weather and we're thinking we can't stay in the mountains. We have to, because we're talking like really low temperatures. It was minus temperatures. We actually had the windscreen completely frozen, the solar panel ice all over it on the first morning.
First time ever.
Yeah, yes, it's like probably the coldest place. It was a proper frosty morning.
It's typical though, isn't it? Because all over Christmas period and leading up until now, it's been really warm, blue skies every day and quite nice. And then
as soon as we come
the
away,
day we come away, it just drops in temperature.
But it kind of makes it fun, it kind of makes it an adventure. We've had that heater on the whole time and it's been a good couple of days. Now by putting that towel on the vent outside, it makes such a huge difference because this van is so drafty that you have to kind of just
fill in the gaps.
Fill in the gaps, that's right.
Fill in the gaps and he's all right. Otherwise the heat just dissipates, just disappears really quickly when you're up here. But anyway, yeah, we best have this food now.
Let's wrap our wraps. We've got some nice little seitan wraps. Seitan kebab wraps with our homemade garlic mayonnaise. So I think the plan is now to pack up the van, head to the coast and then come back to the mountains in a few days' time when the temperatures are rising slightly. We've got a really nice view out of our window, not going to complain about that, and the sun rises up there as well over there, although we couldn't see anything this morning, it was completely misty. Yeah, winding road, heading off into the distance. I tell you, one good thing about this really cold weather is everything in here is staying so cold. You don't have to have the fridge box on at all. We actually have had frozen broccoli we brought with us and it's been in there now for 48 hours. I thought, oh, we'll have to use that quite quickly because it's frozen. It's actually still frozen. It's still quite solid. It's at the bottom of there and yeah, and we've been leaving this outside, you see. So you just don't have to have a fridge on, and a fridge is obviously a huge electric consumption thing, isn't it? One of the biggest things. So that's one really good thing about this weather.
And it was really handy, as it was New Year's Eve, we bought a few bottles of bubbly and we just left them outside under the van.
And they were so cold. I said, are these frozen? But they weren't. They were just perfect for drinking. It was awesome, wasn't it?
It was amazing, yeah.
So, you know, you've got to take the rough with the smooth and focus on all the positives about it being absolutely freezing.
Decided not to go all the way down to the coast, so we parked up somewhere you may recognise. Somewhere we haven't been since
the beginning of this year.
Check this out.
Give you a clue. Ta-da! Recognise this place?
We've been here or around this area so many times, we love it.
Yeah, it's like one of our favourite places in Andalusia. We've said it before, and we're just going to stop here for the night before we cruise on down to the coast.
Because we're literally driving right past the lakes. On the way to the coast, so we thought, it'd be rude not to say hello to an old friend.
Rude not to spend a little sunset and a sunrise here, wouldn't it?
And there's so many places to park up here. We've actually just driven up the hill from where we parked the last time, so we're on this little ridge, so you can basically see the lake all around you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
And already now we've kind of come a little bit towards the coast from where we were, have we? Kind of. Anyway, it doesn't feel as freezing cold. It's still a bit chilly, but it's really nice views from right at the top here.
There's a few other vans parked down there. If you've been following us for quite a while, you'll notice. Oi! I love my hood, thank you very much. So we bought this jacket and thought, oh no, we're not going to wear it now because we're not going back to the UK, but it does get cold in Spain in the winter.
It definitely does.
But yeah, we've stayed in so many spots. There's quite a few vans down there, a few full-timers, but we found our little spot now. We like it up here because you just get beautiful views for sunrise and sunset. And
you get good internet, internet reception. Looks like it might be a nice sunset. But I'm going back to the van.
First sunset of the new year. There she goes.
Can you hear that? Absolutely nothing. It is so peaceful. And I could just sit here with this peacefulness and watch that lake. And the sun's, has it set? No, it's not set yet. Yeah, so we are going to just enjoy relaxing on this first New Year's Day of the year.
Transitional day.
It's a transitional day.
So that means any resolutions or goals you set for the year, you don't have to start.
They always start on the 2nd, don't they? Because we've had a bit of a lazy day today. We want to get fit and everything else, and all the other resolutions and things. It all starts on the 2nd. Not because we were hungover or anything. We were fine today, weren't we?
Totally fine.
Totally fine. Again. 2nd year on the trot. We've been quite, not
up
hungover
for sunrise. Turned into
just
a nasty habit, that.
It's really nice to wake up fresh though, isn't it? To start your year fresh and happy rather than miserable and hungover.
Yeah, start the brand new year feeling terrible.
At start as you mean to go on, some might say. So yeah, we're going to settle down now. Nick's just been doing a bit of crazy running around like a maniac, testing out the camera gear.
And running and jumping and spinning and seeing if this audio cable is not going to crackle. Is it going to crackle? Is it going to crackle? That's the question. So I'm jumping from side to side now, testing out the hyper smooth as well. Testing. Woo! Pratt. One of our new cameras was the new GoPro 9, which is nice. I like it. It's got some bad reviews and bad.
You'll have to do a bit of a video about our new equipment and our setup once you've tested everything out, because we've got a few new things, haven't we?
Yes, I shall do a video on camera bag, old and new, past and present.
That'll be good. But anyway, guys, we're going to have a hot meal and one last glass of wine, and then we will catch you up in the morning
when we may or may not head to the coast.
We will. We'll see. Good night.
Night, guys.
Good morning, everyone. And yes, as you can see by my attire, it's absolutely freezing still.
Not gonna lie, it is a little bit nippy, but we're not gonna moan about the cold, are we?
Yeah, no, it's just like, 6 degrees or something like that, and it's not going to get any warmer all day. So anyway, I'm really glad that I found my slippers. Well, I lost one of them for like 24 hours, and I thought, because they're really lightweight, that we opened the door and with the wind it just flew away.
But no, it was in the back of the bed under the pillows, so I don't know how it got there.
I don't know what it was doing there. I reckon one of the dogs must have taken it.
Yeah, I blame Dizzee. Blame Dizzee, it's easy. It's the easiest thing.
But you do need slippers.
So anyway, this year hasn't started off as well as we'd hoped, really.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because we're back in the van, which is cool, but today, the 2nd of January, hasn't started off as we'd planned. Would you like to explain why, love?
Well, basically, yeah, we wanted to drive the van round just facing the other direction because we've got a beautiful view of this lake, but the sun's behind us, so we need to charge up the solars. So we just thought we'd start the van, turn round, but no, Vinny didn't want to start. No. So yeah, we got the power oak out, we plugged the van into that, left it charging for 5 minutes because we were hoping it's the batteries, and it didn't start again. Now basically we have a leisure battery or an auxiliary battery under the bonnet and the starter battery, and they're connected so it charges up the leisure battery while we drive. But the leisure battery we think is completely knackered, don't we? We've had it for about 3 years, we think. Like 1 year it was up connected to the solar on the roof, and then it's been in the front.
And it's been used so much, to be fair. It's only an AGM, a basic sort of 110 amp hour battery, whatever. But the heater is connected to that, and we've had the heater on loads. So we think that's knackered, and because we've had the heater on, it's been taking the power from, because they're connected, that. So now, this morning, we think that that's absolutely dead. Hence the reason it won't start by just putting this on. We think it needs to charge up from completely dead, if that makes sense.
We don't think it's the alternator or the starter battery. All the lights are coming on.
We're hoping it is the battery. So we've just left it now. It's been going for about half an hour or an hour, and we're just hoping that when we try it in a minute it will start, and then we'll have to replace that leisure battery because it's going to keep doing it. Yeah. Isn't it? It's
been a long time. We should have replaced it before. We thought we might have to, but we didn't. But
we should have just ordered a new one and done it before we come away, but blah blah blah. We kind of forgot about it, and here we are stuck on this beautiful but cold lakeside location until we can get the van going again.
So we're on about our 5th coffee.
I just keep topping it up.
We've tried keeping warm by doing some exercise out there, but it doesn't work because it's this cold wind, so it hits your face and hands.
It's your face and your fingers, isn't it? So running on the spot, it's just like hurting your nose. But anyway,
Charlie loves it. It's the best thing. Dizzee, no, he cries as soon as he's out there. But Charlie, little mountain dog that he is happy to just be wandering out there.
Yeah. Anyway, let's shut the door. Oh, I've left that on. There you go, me love.
We don't need Vinny to start because we're going to be flying after number 6.
We just keep topping them up. We're only having instant, even though we do have a little mocha pot, a new mocha pot, which we'll show you another time. But we're having instant so we can have loads, you know, because it's quite weak, so we can just keep warm.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Anyway, last night we were really cosy in the van because, like I said, we had the heater on, and then for the first time we had in the Omni oven.
Oh my goodness me, nachos, and they were the best nachos I've ever had.
They were so good.
So good.
They do brilliantly. So we'll have to kind of tell you that recipe.
They were like
Again,
3 cheeses. Sarah made like parmesan, and we had some vegan cheese we bought. Sarah's made some vegan cheese. We had over
and then we
Christmas
did vegan parmesan. It was really good, wasn't it? It was so nice.
So nice.
And it was really cosy in here. And it was all good, and we were feeling great, weren't we? Until we tried to start the van this morning. But I'm sure that's going to be okay in about half an hour.
It's been nice. It's been nice in the van. Yeah, if the heater's on, it feels like a proper home. When we've got our little coloured fairy lights, we've got a little disco ball for New Year's, and it feels really cosy.
It's dead snuggly. It's time to get up, little one. It's time to get up, little sweetheart.
Hey.
It's time to get up, isn't it? Oh, you're not going to like it out there, little fella. I have to put your jumper on.
She's not getting out of bed
I
today.
actually feel a little bit embarrassed you showing everyone around at how messy it is, because I know it's messy.
Have you ever seen a van this messy?
Some may say messy, we say cosy. See, that's the most important thing, in my opinion. Being warm and having power is the 2 main things in the van. As long as you've got those 2 things, then it's absolutely fine, isn't it?
Well, you may need a few other items, like especially if you've got a YouTube channel, like cameras, laptops, drones, that sort of thing.
Yeah. A few more things other than just power and heat. Okay, I'll give you that. But when we came away this time, we did pack quite minimalistic, didn't we, compared to last time? Like that wardrobe there is pretty much empty. The reason for
loads
this,
of space.
Yeah, loads of space. The reason for this is basically because we don't think we're going to be allowed to stay out that long. I think we'll get told. I think Andalusia will go into lockdown again pretty soon, won't it?
Yeah.
So we, and we had loads of things in here we didn't use. It's amazing, isn't it?
Whatever we didn't use on the last trip, we left at home, and whatever we thought we're not going to use because it's cold now. So we left the sup boards behind and a few other items.
Yeah, so we're really quite lightweight.
Yeah, we decided minimalism is the way forward.
Yeah.
Although Sarah did bring with her thousands of magazines.
Yeah, I did. Now, not kind of physical magazines. I brought away thousands of digital magazines. And that brings us on to today's sponsorship of this video, which is Readly.
Now, if you've never heard of Readly, they are an online magazine subscription service offering thousands of magazines. Basically, any magazine that you can get in a news agency you can think of, pretty much, they've got.
Literally. And it's all just in one app, which is brilliant, and it's really, really easy to use on your phone. Now, we've also got it on our tablet, which is fabulous because we never really used this tablet much before. I used to watch the odd YouTube videos on it, that kind of thing, but now it's literally a digital magazine.
Incredible. And when you live in a small van and you don't take too much stuff with you, it's brilliant just having so many magazines at your fingertips.
Yeah, that's like all the reading material we're going to need, like ever. I've been looking at the vegan cookery magazines, and there's also like a camper van and caravan magazine, which is really cool. You've been looking at the
photography. We bought some new camera equipment which we will talk about in a future video, but yeah, we've got a few new bits of kit, so I need to have a look through the magazines, brush up on that. But it's great because, like, with books you read through the whole book, but with magazines you generally don't read every page, you just flick through them.
Yeah, it's like flicking through the page of a magazine, so it's fabulous. So if you want to try out Readly, they offer a month free, but if you click the link in our description you get 2 months free. So go and check it out, and it's a great time to have something like this, isn't it? During lockdown, when we need to relax and we've got more time on our hands.
And when you can't go out to the local newsagents.
Yeah, totally.
Literally.
Yeah, so it's a good time to read a magazine.
Yeah, so go and sign up now.
Anyway,
back to our troubles, our woes and our troubles.
I think what we're going to do now, guys, is see if the van starts, because it's getting a little bit late in the day and it has been charging for like 2 probably close to 2 hours now, isn't it?
So we're really hoping it's going to start, because if it doesn't...
And then what are we going to do if it does or doesn't?
Well,
let's see if it starts.
So guys,
right.
The van did actually start.
Yes, but the camera didn't.
And we didn't end up going to the coast.
We didn't end up going to the snowy mountains. We're
back in the village.
We're back in our village, and this is now 2 days later.
Yeah, and the reason we came back is not because we forgot to take the Christmas decorations down. It's not because we need to get a new leisure battery.
It's not because it was absolutely freezing cold.
No, it's none of those reasons. It's because it's happened again, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've basically the van started, and just at that very moment our friend from the village sent us a link, and from midnight on the 3rd, we've gone into lockdown again, town lockdown. The municipalities, basically
the 8 municipalities around our village,
our area,
including our village,
have gone into lockdown because there's been a big outbreak nearby of the new strain. So, I mean, we kind of knew that Andalusia would go into a lockdown situation. This is why we kind of only planned that we would only be able to travel freely kind of for a couple of weeks. We didn't expect it.
Yeah, we're hoping to get away until the 10th. That was our plan, so we could go and explore Granada and the mountains and stuff. But obviously, as COVID is COVID, and it's just, you know, so we we can't travel at the moment. It's not right to travel. We also risk getting a fine, don't we? Because we've got obviously local plates. We're only about 4 hours drive from our village, so because our village has gone into lockdown, it just doesn't seem right. And you know, everywhere's going to follow. It's best to sit this one out, really. Yeah. So there we go. But don't worry, the channel is not over. New year, new start, and all that. But we've got some good videos coming. Don't worry, we're not going to promise anything because we're not doing that. Now, what happened is because we've got some new equipment, we've got a new laptop, we've got a new camera, and we filmed this, and we filmed the journey home. So one of the clip that we filmed starting the van and explaining all of this. It went all juttery, it went all jiggity jaggedy, and then went to look at it after. And then we also filmed Journey Home, and we had no audio on those clips. Like 3 long clips explaining the whole journey, explaining what happened and all that. So we've got a few teething problems, but we will get our new equipment and everything sorted, and we'll be back to normal, hopefully by next video. So that's kind of where we're at, isn't it, my love? We've got plenty to be getting on with, though, yeah. So the journey, this trip away... Sorry, Dizzy's just barking at the pylons again. Yeah, ground. So this trip away didn't really go to plan. We hope to show you some places, some mountains and things like that, but, you know, that's it for now. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So the reason we're actually in the van and not the house right now is because during the day it's actually warmer. Yeah, it's a lot nicer. We come down here, we can work in here and have a cup of tea down here, because it's really cold. I don't know what's going on at the moment. Andalusia is freezing at the moment, isn't it? So cold. Because our house is quite old and we don't have like proper heating, we just have gas heating. So we just come and sit in here because with the windows open and the sun coming in, it's really quite a lot warmer than the house. Nice on the roof terrace. It's lovely on the roof terrace when there's no wind. So you want to be on the roof terrace or in the van. But you can't work on the laptops on the roof terrace. So we might be spending a bit of time in here tinkering with the cameras and doing the editing for the videos. We've got loads to do, haven't we, in the van and the house. And this lockdown, it's not like a lockdown back in March where it was really strict, where you basically had to stay in your house. It's just lockdown of the municipalities. So we're allowed to do, you know, roam freely in town. So we're allowed to go down the river. We've got lots of nice walks in the countryside, and the shops are open, that kind of thing. So it's not too bad. It's not like earlier in the year. Yeah, we've got pretty much everything we need here. We did a little shop on the way back. So yeah, it's just... This is just the time, isn't it? At the moment, it's just, everyone just needs to stay put, don't they? It's not a time to travel. We just all need to stay put and wait this thing out and just, you know, hope that these vaccines and everything we can have a better half of the year. Just be patient for a couple of months. And like the lockdown in 2020, just get those things done that you never had a chance to do. Like in the first lockdown, we yeah, in the end, we're like, there's so much stuff we didn't do because we were panicking at the start of it.
It's probably a blessing in disguise, this, isn't it? We can really get on with those things that we need to do now. But we'll talk about that in an upcoming vlog.
because this has gone on far too long.
Yeah, it has. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if this video's been a bit up and down.
Bit of a disappointment. We feel you there, we feel you.
Yeah, we are going to get good with our new equipment, promise. And yes, so
take care, be safe
in these strange times. Happy New Year again, and we will see you in a few days' time with a new vlog, won't we, love?
We will indeed. Take care, guys. See you soon.
Hello, can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
That's a good angle.
You hear me?
But it's good to be back on the road and back in Vinny, innit?
Yeah. Back to our normal habitat. Back to our natural habitat.